When Herschel Walker announced he was running for the Senate, I knew, and I did say this in a previous video, that his past was going to come up. No matter what he does, this past was coming up. Well, it is here. They are bringing up the fact that he has police records, um, and his complicated history in mental health. So, they're talking about an incident from 2001 that Herschel Walker had with his ex wife, a domestic violence call that took place in Dallas. And then there were other incidents that occurred, and it's more than one woman. So the police took cover outside. There was an incident, and most of the time they would just try to kind of talk to him and everything. And I think maybe because people knew who he was, so they were trying to take it easy on him. So it says, according to that police report, there was a domestic fight. They had him step out of the home, and they said what happened that day at the $1.9 million mansion is shrouded from a view. And because the report, which the Irving police released to the AP, where it said after they ordered him to do so, I don't know. So they said the police report is heavily redacted from that day. So the incident adds another layer of Walker's already turbulent personal history, which he acknowledged his struggles of mental health, his violent outbursts, and accusations that he repeatedly threatened his ex wife, which she actually corroborates. And it will test voters' acceptance of Walker's assertion that he has long since been a changed person. But you know what, y'all? Let's be real. Nobody changes that damn much. you, you don't, you know? And usually people with mental illness, they're struggling with that for the rest of their lives. That's why some go on controlled substances to keep it at bay. In fact, I had a good friend, and she was manic depressive. And I could always tell when she wasn't on her meds. She would just be, I would just notice it was a big change in her personality. And I would even say to her some days, "Hey, did you take your meds?" And she would sit there and go, "You know what? I think I forgot." And you could tell. You could literally tell. So, apparently he lived in a gated subdivision with his ex-wife at the time. And they said they had to literally, after a domestic violent call, they had to take him out and talk to him for at least 30 minutes to calm him down. And this occurred September 23rd, 2001, according to the police report. At the end, what they did was confiscated his 9 millimeter handgun from Walker's car and placed his address on a caution list because of his violent tendencies. But they declined to seek charges or make an arrest. And 3 months after that incident with the gun, his ex-wife filed for divorce 3 months later. So, though it causing some initial misgivings, Walker's past has done little to deter Republican report for the candidacy. They said he championed aggressively by former President Donald Trump, a longtime friend, and other top Republicans eventually joined the fold. Senate Minority Leader Mitch McConnell and his number two, Senator John Thune, both endorsed Walker in October after early concerns about his history of domestic violence. Last week, Nikki Haley, the former South Carolina governor who also served as the U.S. ambassador to the United Nations during the Trump administration, tweeted that Walker would be a champion of conservative values is living proof that hard work and determination pay off. Walker's campaign dismissed the newly surfaced information and blamed the media for highlighting it. Well, they're going to do that. You're running for office. All right. And when you run for office, this is what they do to you, you know? So I guess his PR people are trying to blow it off, and they're claiming that he has been transparent for nearly 2 decades now. And the stories are stereotyping, attacking, and going as far as to question his diagnosis. And this is according to Mallory Blount, a Walker spokesperson, in the statement. So let's see, there was something else here. Okay. So it's really disturbing that a prominent individual like Walker would be seeing someone who just looked like the most dubious caregiver in terms of using. Um, so what they're talking about, y'all, is the person that he went to for psychological help. Now, this person has like one of these past claiming they converted gay people of LGBTQ, and they also worked in occult, you know, type things. And so, because he got his mental health therapy from that kind of person, a lot of people are questioning, how far along he really is, or is he really over what he claims he's over when it comes down to his mental health. Now, they said in 2011, Playboy magazine profile of Walker said he had to call the police to his office during one therapy session with Walker and his wife. He threatened to kill her, myself, and himself. So, this is what happened during a therapy session. I called 911 and the police came. This is according to his therapist. According to the article, the incident ended with Walker hitting the door and breaking his fist. A review of the court records, police report documents a far more turbulent path than portrayed in Walker's book. So they're saying that what he put in his book is mild in comparison to what has happened in real life. All right. So, about a year into his treatment, a former Dallas Cowboy cheerleader told Irving police in May of 2002 that she believed Walker had been lurking outside of her house. The woman said she had a confrontation with him roughly a year earlier, which led to Walker making threatening phone calls and having her house watched. According to the police report, the threat subsided, but after Walker spotted her outside of a Four Seasons resort in Irving, she told police that he followed her as she drove home. The woman told police she was very frightened of Walker, but she did not want any contact with him at all because she felt that would make it worse. So she declined to comment for this particular story. Walker's ex wife has said that she was repeatedly targeted of his abuse. Now, his ex wife's name was Cindy Grossman, and she described violent outbursts in their divorce proceeding, telling of physical abuse and threatening behavior. And when his book was released, she told ABC News that at one point during their marriage, her husband pointed a pistol at her head and was going to blow her brains out. Mm-mm-mm. So apparently their divorce was final. No, she filed for divorce in December 2021. She returned to court in 2005 for a protective order after Walker repeatedly voiced a desire to kill her and her boyfriend, according to court records. Wow, that's a long time. That's what, 2005, and she filed for divorce in 2001. That's a long time for somebody to be bothering you. The judge granted the protective order and stripped Walker of his rights to carry firearms for a period of time. Grossman did not respond to a request for comment at a number currently listed for her. All right, in 2012, there was a woman named Micah Dean who told Irving police that Walker lost it when she tried to end an off and on relationship with him, which she said lasted for 20 years. Walker, she told officers, threatened to wait outside her apartment and blow her head off. He got something about blowing somebody's head off and blowing their brains out, according to a January 2012 police report. But you know what, y'all? Let's be real. Usually, when men have a background in domestic violence, they'll do this to any woman. They really will. It ain't that they meet somebody. Oh well, I stopped doing this. Yeah, well, usually they go on and do this to other women. So I'm not really surprised that this is all in his background. I really don't. So this woman apparently died in 2019, but she told the police she didn't want to get Walker in trouble, but the officer decided to document the incident because of the extreme threats. All right. So, records filed with the Federal Security Exchange Commission show she was once part of a business venture with Walker, holding an ownership stake in a company he led called Renaissance Man Inc., which sold an aloe based health drink. All right. So, of course, he is saying all these claims are false and yada yada, the typical things that you would hear. So, this story actually was published February 10th, 2022, and it was updated on the 11th. So, this story is pretty recent, but this is crazy. Mm-mm-mm. But, come on, this is a black man in America running for office. They gonna dig up every piece of dirt they can find. I'm not surprised that this was published. And I'm not going to be surprised as, the date gets closer for the election. You'll see a lot more come out about his past. I mean, you can count on it. Y'all, please tell me what you think about this story. Please leave your comment and subscribe. Don't forget to hit on the notification bell, and I'll see you on the next video. Peace, family.